is Dr. Aisha Williams, entrepreneur and educator. Today we're going to talk about what it takes to file an LLC in the state of New York. New York is a very peculiar state when it comes to filing an LLC. So here are the things that you want to keep in mind. They're extremely important. They're pretty much about 6 major steps to filing the LLC. First, you want to choose a name. All right. Now, people always ask me how I came up with the name Natural Shea and Textiles LLC. I literally sat there and was like, I don't know what I'm going to sell. We're going to talk about what I used to figure out what I'm going to sell. But I was like, I don't know what I'm going to sell, but I'm going to Africa and I like making things. So how about shea butter? Maybe I'll be selling shea butter somehow, somewhere way. I do know for sure that I want to sell stylish accessories and things like that. And I love waxed cotton cloth. It's interestingly enough, I love it so much that I'm selling it, right? So how about Natural Shea and Textiles? Okay, folks, you don't have to be married to the name, but I got to tell you, if you're in the state of New York, it's going to cost you money to file this LLC. So just pick a name, pick something. Don't be too in your head about it. We're going to have an episode where we talk about how some people take too much time to sort of execute. And so if you're one of those people who takes too much time to execute and you're very worried about outcomes, too worried, I should say, because we should always be worried about outcomes. But if you're too worried about outcomes, maybe you want to stick to that 9-to-5. Entrepreneurship is not for you, okay? You have to execute when you're an entrepreneur. You've got to look at all of the information that you have, gather all the data that you have, and execute. Typically, you're going to have to execute quickly. So I was sitting there and I just came up with the name Natural Shea and Textiles. I liked it. You're then going to have to submit an address where all of your legal paperwork from the state of New York can come to, okay? So that's up to you. If you have an office, you can use that office. If you have, if you want to have it sent to your home, that's fine. What you'll find is a lot of people file using their home address, and then for all of their business activities, they make sure that they're using a business address, and you can get a business address from places like Post NY and other companies out of state where Mailbox, etc. Used to provide it. UPS now provides that sort of service. The post office even provides that service where you can have a business office address, business fax machine, and you'll always receive all of your documents, mail even, and they'll be scanned and you'll just get emails of all those documents. So don't panic if you just have your home address and that's all you can afford to put down. Throw that home address down there, it's fine, but you need to make sure it's an address where all the legal documents related to your LLC will be mailed to, all right? Number 3, you have to file an articles of organization. Folks, do not panic about the articles of organization. There are plenty of templates online that discuss the articles of organization. It pretty much lets folks know that this is who you are, this is what your business is, this is what it does, this is where it's located, and it's a legal document, extremely important. Filing costs about $225 here in New York. And then they also had something that was called a certificate of existence that I filed along with it. That was the extra 25 bucks. Okay, you need it. You need to do it. Yes, it was interesting. One of my cousins is a lawyer, and I showed him my documents. He was like, "Oh my God, you're on the up and up." I said, "Of course I'm on the up and up, cuz," right? He said, "You have all your paperwork in order, so you really want to make sure that you do this. It costs money. We're gonna keep going, right?" But that's your articles of organization. Really important. Number 4, you need to prepare an internal operating agreement. This is super duper important for liabilities and so on. Now it's internal, so that means it doesn't leave your office, but it's a legal document that's, especially if you have members. If you're a single operator and you're operating somewhat like a sole proprietorship, you still need to have it. It lets it's a legal document that just lets folks know this is who you are. These are the voting rights of your organization. This person is allowed to do what within the organization, and so on and so forth. So you need to have it. Again, there are templates online that you can take a look at. Super easy. Plug in your business and your new LLC's information into it, and you're good to go. That is a document that you must maintain on file in your office. You never know when the state will ask for it, okay? So then number 5, this was a doozy. This was super duper expensive. Now, New York, again, remember I said it's a bit peculiar in terms of how you file for an LLC and actually get it established. You actually have to follow publication requirements if you're filing within New York State. What does that mean? That means you have to make sure that you file announcements in newspapers. Yes, it's old school. Yes, it's like the old days. Yes, it's like, cowboys, the days when USPS operated, on horseback, okay? Yes, but you have to do it, okay? You have to make sure that you file in the two newspapers at least. You can file in more if you're loaded. If you're balling like that, you can file in more, but a minimum of 2 newspapers that are listed as being eligible, okay, in the state of New York, as places where you can post that announcement that you have established this company, okay? So what you would do is simply, you can just Google it. I'll leave in the description box places that you can look at, where you can get links in terms of all the various publications that you can use. I used New York Law Journal because it's the most reputable one, and it seems like everyone makes sure that they at least publish one announcement in that law journal. And then I chose City and State because, again, that's another reputable one in New York State. They cost money. City and State costs $450. New York Law Journal costs $723, and they give you this public notice. So what does that mean? That means over a course of several weeks, they run an announcement in their paper letting folks know that this is a new company, this is in existence. And it's literally a little notice. They write it up for you after you submit all your information about where your company is located, what it does. Are you retail? Are you IT? And what have you. And literally they run this so that people know that you're legit. It's an old school way of people learning that this actually is a legit company. This company exists. This company is operating on the up and up. Remember what my cousin said? He said, oh, look, Ish, you are on the up and up. You have all your paperwork in order. You want to make sure that you have your paperwork in order, okay? So you have to make sure that you file this public notice confirmation. Remember what I said? New York Law Journal cost me $723. City and State cost me $450, okay? All right. And then you pretty much have to just make sure that you're complying with, all of these regulatory requirements. There are fees, there are tax fees every year. There's a filing fee every year, and so on and so forth. Also, I forgot. After you file your public notices, after they run, because again, they're running for a certain amount of time. I can't remember. I feel like it's 6 weeks, but it could be more than 6 weeks. It might be several months, because I was in Ghana exploring, trying to figure out what I was going to sell, literally, for 3 months. And while I was in Ghana, I made sure the ads were running. So it could have been way longer than that, okay? I'll put in the description box exactly how long it ran. It ran for quite some time, okay? Might have ran the whole time I was in Ghana when I think about it. But you want to make sure that after they run, after they have completed running that public announcement that your business is in operation, you have to spend some more dough. You got to spend some more chillax, $50, for you to actually confirm it with the state of New York, okay? With a fee. It's a certification of publication fee. I love New York. It's my hometown. What can I say? But we're all about the money out here. In New York State, in the Empire State, we're all about the money. So if you don't have it, you've got to figure out your life in some other way. Other states do not have this requirement, right? So sometimes you're online and you'll notice, and this is another reason why my friends keep asking me, how did you do it? What did you do? What does it take? When you're online looking for tips on how to file an LLC, typically it'll say something along the lines of $50, we'll do it. $59 will do it, right? No, it costs a lot more money than that. So you want to make sure that you're on the up and up. These are the tips that I have for you. You follow these tips, you will establish that LLC. And let me tell you something. I had the LLC before I even knew what I was going to sell. I'm going to reiterate it. I have said it over and over again because there are a lot of people out there who sit still and don't budge because they're like, well, I don't know what I'm going to sell. I had the LLC before I knew exactly what I was going to sell. I had the name of the company before I knew exactly what I was going to sell. I just knew I was going to sell something, and I knew that I was going to go big. Right? I knew I was going to go big. I knew I was going to go all in. And then I knew that if I was going to do so, I needed to be on the up and up with the state of New York. So those are my tips. That's how you go about legally establishing your LLC. Another thing to note, if you're struggling with coming up for that name for the LLC, you can always have brands. You could trademark brands within the LLC, which is very cool. So even right now, I'm in the process of trying to come up with some brands for some of my products. You could trademark brands and so on and so forth. And you can always change the LLC if you're balling like that. Change the name of the LLC if you're balling like that. I think I'm pretty comfortable with the name of my LLC. And I sort of like that the story behind how I just sat there and was like, I'm gonna name it this, and it's a go. And that's pretty much it. You'll get your form in the mail. I mean, you'll get your confirmations in the mail and your legal forms in the mail, and then you'll know that you have established, your LLC. So that's it for this lesson on establishing an LLC. I'm encouraging all of you, if you're going to start a business and you really, really, really want to be serious about it, to do it. I know that after I spent all this money starting the LLC, establishing the LLC, I was really, really, really serious about what I was doing in terms of figuring out what I wanted to sell, how I was going to do it, and making partnerships with really great people to help me. All right, so take care. We'll be back soon with more information about entrepreneurship and how it works, how to get started, the trials, travails, the making money, the losing money. Right? Take care. Have a blessed day.